The difference between a liar and a bullshitter is that the liar knows what the truth is and deliberately says the opposite, whereas the bullshitter doesn't care one way or the other whether or not he or she says the truth. The bullshitter just says whatever slogans or buzzwords or catchphrases they think will give them an advantage without regards to whether they're even meaningful at all. Now you, Magenta Pixie, you are a grade A bullshitter. I would love to go and rebut every single meaningless statement in every single one of your videos, but I can't, so I'm going to choose one. And I can't even rebut all the meaningless crap you say in that video. I have to only choose a short selection from all the meaningless crap you say. Such is life. The video I choose is probably your most egregious, and it's called Navigating Timelines into Financial Abundance. I'm tripping balls, dude. Far out, man. It almost makes me forget that promises of abundant wealth are a standard trick in the fraudsters' book since time immemorial.
We, from our perspective, would not view energies in the form of right or wrong. We do see positive and negative frequencies.
It seems a bit surprising that we, from our perspective, don't know that you can't have a negative frequency. Frequency is a measure of number of events per second, and you can't have a negative number of events occurring per second. Such a statement is simply nonsense.
We cannot therefore see these as in right or wrong, despite the fact that your reality is indeed dualistic.
Our reality is indeed dualistic. Indeed, our reality is indeed dualistic. Can I get some evidence? Can I get some proof for an assertion like that? Now, physicists are still divided over whether or not our reality is dualistic in the sense of deriving from two basic laws, namely quantum mechanics and relativity, or whether there's a grand unifying theory, a single theory of everything yet to be discovered. And if they ever get their act together and get the Large Hadron Collider running, we might get an answer to that. But that's not what you meant, is it, Pixie? You meant good-evil dualism, mind-body, spirit-matter. But you know what? Those aren't features of the fundamental universe. Those are features of human consciousness. Those are judgments we make about the world, or in the case of mind-body, they are our judgments. They are our minds. Those did not exist before we did. So once again, if you're going to claim that type of dualism, is a little bit of proof too much to ask? Can I get a little evidence?
How would I view timelines? Timelines are indeed a way to describe the quantum field that you exist within.
Now, in true bullshitter form, you have actually just said something, Magenta Pixie, that might actually be true. You know, the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics states that every time a fundamental particle has a choice, quote-unquote, between going into one state and going into another, that the universe actually splits into two. And in one universe it goes one way, and in the other universe it goes another. So, that might actually have been a true statement. But the thing is, the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics has nothing to do with financial abundance, now does it?
However, from our vantage point, we view them from our sixth density perspective.
Sixth density perspective? Density is mass of material divided by its volume. Remind me again, what does that have to do with your perspective? Unless you want to say that fat people have more wisdom than us skinny folk, then that's a completely meaningless statement.
Therefore, one must look with the higher dimensional eye to see them, understanding all the while that they are indeed metaphors. Metaphors of blueprints already set.
So, this higher dimensional eye, tell me, what is its physiology? Does it have a higher dimensional cornea, a higher dimensional retina, a higher dimensional optic nerve to carry its inputs to the brain? And also, metaphors of blueprints? Excuse me, blueprints are metaphors. Blueprints are a symbolic, metaphorical representation of three-dimensional structure onto two-dimensional paper.
Awakening to the multidimensional frequency is your doorway. Meditation and dream work are two recommended keys to unlock that doorway.
So, meditation and dream work give me access to multidimensional frequencies. Again, can I get a little evidence? Is a little double-blind study too much to ask?
I'm particularly concerned about manifesting financial abundance.
Yeah, I'll bet you are.
One can view the various timelines that are in your nearest future point with specific regard to your financial situation within them. Choosing, or indeed creating, the timeline that you so desire, then moving your consciousness into the you that exists in that timeline, is another way of explaining how manifestation, or that which many of you know as the law of attraction, works.
So how do I get the money again? 'Cause I kind of want those $100 bills that are falling from the sky in your video. It seems to me like the only thing you're saying is that I should somehow transfer my consciousness into another timeline. That's not how it works. The whole idea of the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics is that the different timelines are separate. You cannot go from one to the other. That's why we don't even call it the many worlds theory of quantum mechanics, but the many worlds interpretation, because there's no test we can do here in our timeline to test whether or not the other timelines even exist. We don't interact with them at all.
You gravitate towards the timeline that resonates with your frequency in all that is you.
You know, Pixie, you are very good at using a lot of big words without actually saying anything of meaning. Have you considered going into law? Now, Pixie, you'll remember that that's not a new line. I actually left it as a comment on one of your other videos, and you replied that you usually censor comments that disagree with you, but you were going to leave that one up because it made you laugh. Well, thank you, Pixie. I appreciate the courtesy. Some of Pixie's followers, on the other hand, left comments saying that I didn't get her work because I was small-minded and I wasn't at a high enough level of consciousness to comprehend her message. Yeah, and if you can't see the Emperor's new clothes, that means you're stupid too, doesn't it? Listen, people spout all types of meaningless nonsense on the internet, but unless there's some evidence to support it, then it's not true. It's just meaningless. It's bullshit. Magenta Pixie, your stuff is bullshit, plain and simple. And I'm going to call you on it. Peace.